Hello people, my name's Gramski. I want you to follow me on a journey to the world of the MC. So listen carefully for those letters, M and C, and words that begin with those letters. Let's do this, man. Okay, the gent and I are entering the world of the MC.
Musically composing, mentally cultivating, meditating, calculating, manipulating, considerating, making, chaotic, mic chasing, my career maybe, chatting man clutching minds cleverly, meteorites collided, morphing cosmic matter, crafted metamorphosis, created mankind's chapter, man came, man created money, controlled militaries, centuries, man counts monopolies carefully, much cash might control me, crazy maybe, counting my coins might cause mathematical caging, my creative mind can't master counting money, crushing microphones, catastrophic modes, call me constantly, moulding classic metaphors, corpulent monstrosities, concourse, Medusa's cruel mentality, corrupts morality, casually Medusa causes minotaur casualties, malnourished children, motivated corporations, managing corruption, making cash millions, countries misdirected, cultures misinterpreted, carnivorous money carriers, murderers circling, my cause, my culture, my city, my cell, mobsters circulating, mimicking carousels, machines churning, making cozy millionaires clothing, Moroccan Gabon, Mongolian Chinese manufacturing, champagne martinis, cognac mixing, crime mothers, corpses multiplying, contradictions, modern civilization, marketed clarification, media's cunning manipulation, causing mental constipation, minimize creativity, materialistic conversations, minds controlling mundane conservations, masquerading celebrities, masking characteristics with a cinematic marionette, counting minimalistic cliches, morose critiques, multiple correlations, mitigating citation, magnified concentration, mechanical creation, modern connotation, maximize condemnation, molding cruel manifestation, configuration, mic carrying motivation, continuing microphone celebration, manic ciphers manifesting consistent moralization, continuing microphone celebration. MC. My crazy might control might cause mad changes, multiply concentration, maximize collaborations, my complex mesmerizing connections. MC. 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 Yes. Thank you for joining me on the journey to the world of the MC. Yes, 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 yes. Boom!
I just know it has an unbreakable grip, but I can't tell you what it is. It's just life's empty without it. I have to say the people who really impress me when I have a chance to meet them are people whose names nobody will ever hear. Not particularly radical, but quite about. Let me give you a very personal example.
Life is a field packed with dark horses. I was one, but I was informed by sources that my performances at parties will highlight real material, spitting wickedness to armies of listeners. In dark clubs and living rooms that I love, moving through tunes, giving crews a real feel of freestyle. For a while I lose me, and I reveal the real version of a person who has grown to see life's little mystery, future, history. We use the written word to learn and be heard in infinity. I write to learn to as I yearn to burn through all the thoughts inside. I have been my own teacher and the lessons left within my mind. I've taught the force of rhyme, words pricked like porcupine, or they can be a gift to lift you round, revitalise your life. Taking verbal flights, some eyes are showing me skies the limits. Find my purpose inside verses and rhyme and lyrics, melodies, riffs, keys, road splits, whiskies, the sparks and axes like matches. This ignition gives me the freedom and position for descriptions over rhythm. Gents' visions are soundtracks through my lyricism. I found out that my commitment to syntax give me access to Excalibur's throne. If King Arthur could master pulling swords from stones, I'll forget the letter S and master word and tone.
Collaboration of the two dark horses who march forward towards all the world's forces. My words are deep, the gent's beats are enormous. A combination of the lessons that our lives taught us. A collaboration of the two dark horses who march forward towards all the world's forces. My words are deep, the gent's beats are enormous. A combination of the lessons that our lives taught us.
Greetings from the gent, a friend and producer whose beats are more solid than the victims of Medusa. When we both go, we know things are happening. A good mix like sausages with little bits of apple in. Sounds embody as a self-expression is through sessions of progression, years of attention, sheer concentration through sound and explanation. We have found this exploration into shaping and creating something to explain things, or for the sake of making more things to solidify ideas. Music steers fears away and clears away for beers. Loud cheers, peers and tears, we're here and sincere. Dear friends and family, this is Gramski and he's with the Jet B. Yeah,
geared up with what we practiced through the years. An MC and a jazz freak with a thirst for beats. We ain't here to rhyme to preach, we are here to present the concepts and creations of Gramski and the Gent.
Collaboration of the two dark horses who march forward towards all the world's forces. My words are deep, the Gent's beats are enormous. A combination of the lessons that our lives taught us. A collaboration of the two dark horses who march forward towards all the world's forces. My words are deep, the Gent's beats are enormous. A combination of the lessons that our lives taught us.
know it has an unbreakable grip, but I can't tell you what it is. Just life's empty without it.
She sits and sips a coffee that drips like the rain on this train's window pane. I risk being blown away by this force. A girl without words, this lack of discourse, of course, spawns curious thoughts. What would we discuss if we ever talked? Would we gain trust and attraction, or would you tell me to get fucked and take a walk? It's hard to tell on a mundane train with faces of disdain for the Monday rain. Same rules played in society's game, this act of neutrality. I sit wishing I could snap this normality and casually ask your name without causing tension or drawing attention to the words that we say. Her eyes meet mine, I turn away to the window splashed with the cats and dogs. No eye contact, and that's because we're all trapped in this act of distrust, unable to relax in the daily rush. The rest of the train's as quiet as us, silence only broken by awkward coughs. When the train stops at the station, flocks the people scuffle off with a cautious touch. I see these cultural norms are inside me, with day-to-day living in Blighty, where mere curiosity might be misconstrued as rude or highly inappropriate, but she might see my urge to speak and simply engage in human speech. My mind is derailed and I fail to keep my eyes glued to the whizzing views outside. I like to think you too are busy inside your mind, looking for a reason to say hi. Interaction rationed on a busy city train. Why in life do we play these games and find it such a strange just to exchange names? She still sits and sips away while I get to grips with what to say.
I don't know why we seem to sit in silence most of the time. And why is it we all choose to act this way, pretending that no one has anything to say? I don't know why we seem to sit in silence most of the time. And why is it we all choose to act this way, pretending that no one has anything to say?
Is she travelling home or visiting a friend? Still no words flowing without a knowing. I still grow an urge to know her. When can we end this pretense and enter a chat that doesn't centre around the bad weather or whether trains will get their act together and make it on time? No moaning for the sake of moaning, as if our only commonalities are hate for lateness and rain. In two minds about what to say. Maybe the headline or the front page of that paper will be fine, but economic decline is not the topic, is it, when it's so bleak outside? Perhaps just relax and speak. Everyone else is texting back or counting sheep. I was once told that talk is cheap. Its value must have risen because my pockets are deep. As if half asleep or incomplete, we've diluted our characters within these seats. A train announcement says and repeats,
Appraisal station, our next stop.
then she gives me a smile because she's ready to leave. I'm not. I stand up and I let her squeeze by. Why in life can't we ever stop the clocks? One shot at these things is all we've got. My intention was not to delve deep in her life, no romantic leap or a love at first sight. Mere curiosity is all it was, but we had no chat, and that's because we're all trapped in an act of distrust, unable to relax in the daily rush. The doors slide open, she gets off. I'm left with window panes and a coffee-stained cup.
I don't know why we seem to sit in silence most of the time. And why is it we all choose to act this way, pretending that no one has anything to say?
going to the heart of the jungle to perform ghastly experiments on the altar of science. As a matter of fact, I think your doctors, evil ones I mean, you're going to the heart of the jungle to perform ghastly experiments on the altar of science.
You must excuse my wife, she has a very lively imagination.
Bottled up rage, a gentle pen upon a page, scratching paper with haste. A straight maze I choose to lose my way through. My deepest views with disappoint animation. Inside, outside, optimist, pessimist, the happiness, the angriness, the MC rhymer guy. A tame misfit who acts naturally. Why am I pleased but displeased with every rhyme that I write? An oxymoron, an oblivious analyst, a God-fearing atheist, a lazy perfectionist, a guy with a clear mind flowing with shit. In the mirror I see both the nice bloke and the prick. I possess a ton of arrogance and a ton of modesty. My policy is thinking logically. I'm a daily hypocrite with hatred for hypocrisy. 90% of the people I meet bother me, but I remain friendly, brotherly and bubbly. The girls think I'm lovely, they smother me and cuddle me. A thing about female that never fails to bug me. It's only when I'm the prick do they want to fuck me. Drunkenly I sober up into organised anarchy. I have a shower, shit and shave and walk. Another day, week or month with insecure vanity. My ID is given at your front door.
Knock knock, who's there? Mr. Who? Mr. Contradiction. Knock knock, who's there? Mr. Who? Mr. Contradiction. Knock knock, who's there? Mr. Who? Mr. Contradiction. Knock knock, who's there? Mr. Who? Mr. Contradiction.
You simply cannot afford to dismiss people just because they're not one's sort. One has to try and bridge the gulf. One's got to take it as one finds it. Face it. Use it. Master it.
Where exactly do these contradictions come from? They must come from something, from somewhere or someone. Every living thing adapts to its surroundings. Butterfly wings adapt to dust and foul winds. Outstanding when you think of us Brits. An entire nation of contradicting hypocrites. All we want is sun, then the sun comes out. Our sunburns and drought are soon moaned about. People actually say,
"Now I missed the rain."
Then it rains, and guess what? People complain. People scream that celebrities' behaviour's obscene as they overdrink and overread Heat magazine. Spend Saturday nights puking up in the bog and have the temerity to say a celebrity lost the plot. A shop closes down and suddenly everyone cares. It's shut down because no one was ever shopping there. Contradictions aren't fiction, it's how we work in Britain. I was born here, it's where my thought pattern has arisen. Everybody contradicts and everyone's a hypocrite. Are there any benefits for the many Brits who think like this? We find it hard to stick to a single opinion. It's the way that we are and the culture that we live in. Whether it's seen as diplomatic or in need or revision, we all must admit we're all Mr. Contradiction.
Knock knock, who's there? Mr. Who? Mr. Contradiction. Knock knock, who's there? Mr. Who? Mr. Contradiction. Knock knock, who's there? Mr. Who? Mr. Contradiction. Knock knock, who's there? Mr. Who? Mr. Contradiction.
Mr. Contradiction.
Knock knock, who's there? Mr. Who? Mr. Contradiction. Knock knock, who's there? Mr. Who? Mr. Contradiction. Knock knock, who's there? Mr. Who?
Mr. Contradiction. don't understand it at all. What am I going to do? How can I make them believe?
That'll be my job, darling.
Why did he try to kill me? Why couldn't he understand? Why couldn't he understand?
Mara, he had several days to think about what he was going to do.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all.
Nothing to be alarmed about.
They don't believe, do they? Tell me the truth. What am I going to do?
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the first Farmer G 5-word freestyle is Gramski!
Besides this hook, nothing at all was written down. Everything else is all freestyle coming out from my mouth. Our brains spout ideas, 10 years of freestyle. A daily dose we're ripping out. Besides this hook, nothing at all was written down. Everything else is all freestyle coming out from my mouth. Our brains spout ideas, 10 years of freestyle. A daily dose we're ripping out. This bar marks my 10-year anniversary of me explaining things verbally. So many parties where I'd ask for a concept, I would start freestyling over any subject. In the kitchen, my number one addiction is just inflicting you with my diction. Now I'm ripping you twice. Maybe it's nice when I'm getting on mics. Take the eye out of mic and you're left with MC, and that's me. Cause you can call me Gramski, all the way back from the Hallwood family. But now I'm forward and I'm going rapidly, because you see I'm happily. My rhymes are fatter than a fucking manatee. Oh dear, because we're getting very clear, getting fizzy, getting so dizzy from the amount of beer and whiskies. It's time that you all hit me. I like to talk about things specifically, like philosophy and all of our history, and the fact that we think we live blissfully. But the fact is that you're taught from the banter, and BBC News is now war propaganda. Mate, it's all messed up, man, it's all mental. We're heating up like a kettle, I'm stinging like a nettle over the Gent's instrumental. Time that you see that lyricism is essential. Besides this hook, nothing at all was written down. Everything else is all freestyle coming out from my mouth. Our brains spout ideas, 10 years of freestyle. A daily dose of ripping ripping out. Besides this hook, nothing at all was written down. Everything else is all freestyle coming out from my mouth. My brain spout ideas, 10 years of freestyle. A daily dose we're ripping out.
If you're a stranger and you don't know me, you better know that I like to freestyle more than fat birds like to go and do a bit of karaoke. Listen to me while time you listen closely. Everybody emphasize when you realise that we like to meditate and levitate up to the skies until we're there with the crowds getting all loud, until the rhymes drip down and they're going underground. But they're soaking the seeds and they're building up the plants and the remedies and the fucking tea at the end of plant. Take it off and get a plan, cause everybody realise that we're setting off the main man. That is cool, Gramski, that will go a little harder. Mate, I'm robbing all the things with the balaclava. You're robbing what? Robbing exactly banks? No man, I'm robbing all the lyrics that were put in your think tank. And here comes a thing that you've never ever seen before. A man that is tall like a herbivore, Diplodocus, until you realise that you rock us. I'm locking you inside the lockers and you start to shock us with the fact that you haven't heard my freestyle raps or my freestyle before. And it's time that I attack, leave you in the trapdoor with the mist that burns until the mister learned this word. Now I observe that every single word that I've ever learned has been ingrained into my memory and burns, and it comes out inside this freestyle lyricism. It's a given that none of this shit is written. I'm here on the microphone and I'm spitting honestly, because I promised that I would bring all these fucking promised things like this freestyle rings. When it comes to freestyling, I'm the king. Besides this hook, nothing at all was written down. Everything else is all freestyle coming out from my mouth. My brain spout ideas, 10 years of freestyle. A daily dose we're ripping out. Besides this hook, nothing at all was written down. Everything else is all freestyle coming out from my mouth. My brain spout ideas, 10 years of freestyle. A daily dose we're ripping out. There was another me, a boy lost in monogamy. In all honesty, he crept upon me suddenly. I was in the world with a girl loving me, and the velocity each time she hugged me shoved me to a position to feel the definition of love and trust as it rushed in a gush in my life's odyssey. Possibly the greatest lesson in life to learn is just to love and be loved in. Return to those memories, burnt and blurred, hazy, an opaque shape of what used to mean the most to me. What once was got lost, crushed, the lack of adherence, or perhaps it's just interference from the static of experience, erratic thought patterns that have scattered my chapters, disobedience to the ingredients of appreciation for a human being who I loved to the point that I was aching, always loyal, never chasing, inviting glares or seductive stares. It was amazing just how profoundly I changed. Around me were whispers of engagement rings and rearranging things, and now I finally embrace the fact that she and I were a great thing. But TikToks bring you colours for painting, and you who you knew was waiting.
La vie de joie est belle au coin de la rue là-bas, au coin de la rue là-bas, au coin de la rue là-bas. La vie de joie est belle quand son boulot s'achève, elle s'en va sans chercher qui sait jouer la joie. Elle écoute la java.
Memories still flicker, my past like a grainy picture, a murky mist of bits I can't figure out. But I remember that each time I kissed her, doubt never graced the taste of her lips. The troubles you can gain if you drink from love's elixir, the struggles, the pains, and denying that you missed her. A teenager in a black and white picture is now this new man with new colours and behaviour. We made the decision to break up and face up to the fact that each time we'd wake up, I'd lie wishing that my eyes could stay shut, both in silence as she applied her makeup. My brain shuts that door and opens another, back to the first time that I felt those flutter. Ring butterflies, their wings to my surprise, sprung so many colours, but a sting stung as lovers. Things spun and others noticed that both of us had grown so close, but brush strokes had soaked us in new clothes that provoked the reaction of a lack of attachment. Attraction and passion were rationed, it happened. So did many days of unequivocal love and trust that rushed in a gush but adjusted us. So did many days of unequivocal love and trust that rushed in a gush but adjusted us. Strokes changed my life's picture. Would my canvas be complete without it? I doubt it. My TikTok seeped into the mixture and changed the many colours that I once shared with her. Suddenly, it was a new me, like Dali's clock. Time dripped and dropped and moved me. With time, we all get repainted and grow. So remember those colours that you no longer show.
La fille de joie est belle au coin de la rue là-bas, au coin de la rue là-bas, au coin de la rue là-bas. La fille de joie est belle quand son boulot s'achève, elle s'en va sans chercher qui sait jouer la joie. Elle écoute la joie.
TikTok seeped into the mixture and changed the many colours that I once shared with her. Suddenly, there was a new me, like Dali's clock. Time dripped and dropped and moved me. With time, we all get repainted and grow. So remember those colours that you no longer show.
Oh,
much, will it? This as a letter of request. Can you please think up one basic concept? You're obsessed with endless procrastinating, tenuous evaluating and forced overthought. Have you ever thought that you ought to not be sitting thinking and sinking deep in the first idea that is creeped in, but instead dabbling and scribbling and figuring out what it is exactly you want to say? You've been a lazy couch potato, has made no effort to take a single line from your mind to place upon your paper. To be honest, if I were you, I'd never base a set of lyrics on the fact that I'm struggling to make a single inch of progression in a writing session. It would be a confession of your struggle to make a single letter joined together, making words on the page. Quit lazing around and get down to a script. I found out self-doubt may leave you on a loss. Some say it's a cliche using internal monologues to attempt to make something out of nothing. Many times you break the fourth wall and leave the whole house crumbling. What you need is decent foundations. It can take patience at times to build strong rhymes. It may take a long time to write your song, but I'm sure you should keep this advice. Yours sincerely, you. Dear you, thank you for contacting me. It's funny what you mentioned, because I've gone ahead and actually written about the fact that my brain is trapped in a catastrophe of writer's block. If this is a shock, sorry, but I've used a copy of your letter for some obscure metaphor about my struggle to write. It's now a puzzle even I'm finding hard to decipher. It's me as a writer designed to write the type of rhymes that my advisor told me not to, but I've got to, otherwise the whole thing disperses. The metaphor is worthless, but I'm not implying that I ever got the purpose of the explanation for the duplication in these verses. But I took your advice to stop thinking, continued scribbling, and knew that I was giving into the delivery of hearing me express myself lyrically about the dearth of words that I heard in my mental vicinity. But please do not think bitterly, your set of rules have given me this theme of duality. It came as a shock to me that even writer's block can be an inspiration that got to me. These lyrics never really knew what to be, but I'm pretty sure they knew the reason they were written. It's got to be for the simple sake of lyricism and knowing what's what to me. For rhyme is what I possess to express and get things off my chest, so I digress. I'm sorry for not sticking to every tip you said though. At least I solved the case to cure the lazy couch potato, and I did manage to get my pen upon a page, so I guess it's a success. And yes, I know I'm not Plato, but no one's a lyricist because they say so. You have to exercise your mind and let a little weight go, even if the objective isn't clear to see. Thanks again, yours sincerely, me.
I have to say the people who really impress me are people whose names nobody will ever hear.